8:05 a.m. this Sunday morning, June 29th, 2025. I don't think I'm going to be coming out with much content today, as well, once again, we are to be hitting 90 degrees Fahrenheit here. I'm going to do some morning errands, and more than likely I will be detained within air conditioning for the remainder of the day. But of course, nothing ever goes according to plans in this guy's life. But there are some things that can go according to my plans, and that, once again, my phone just mysteriously glitched out. And this might actually be kind of fitting to be speaking about on a Sunday, because it concerns ceremonies and rituals and all that fun stuff within religious indoctrinations and practices and all that garbage. All right? I speak a lot about, or bring up a lot, in regards to the global power and fighting one another. The Freemason Society and the Illuminati. But there's, and I'm going to include a link in the description pertaining to YouTubers and the Illuminati. Now, this is what I want to expose and explain, is the factor of Google, and which nobody should be using anymore, because I have proof of this, and maybe one day I will come out with this proof, because I took a screenshot today in comparison to a screenshot that I took months ago pertaining to the definition through Google and Google's AI pertaining to the Illuminati. And what I found today when I put into the search engine Illuminati was a definition a far cry different than what came up a couple of months ago. Just within a couple of months, they have already changed this definition of the Illuminati, because it used to state that it was nothing more than a fictitious group that only lasted but 2 years. Now, it is a completely different definition. Okay? So this artificial intelligence known as Gemini, formerly known as Bard, that is Google's artificial intelligence program through their supercomputer, right, is changing narratives. Can we trust the internet anymore, especially information found through Google, especially with all of their antitrust lawsuits that's been held against them, which has done nothing more than provide a couple of soft slaps on the back of the hand? And we people continually are subjected to this nonsense. A true evil, if you will. Whether it's the Freemason Society or the Illuminati, they are both highly corrupt and very evil, and I don't give a rat's ass who might try to claim otherwise. Both groups are no better than one another, and all those members within these secret societies Which, of course, when you want to start in speaking about secret societies, then you also have to figure in secret agencies and the secrets that they hold and the secrets that they involve themselves within. We are in the end times. The earth shall reveal her secrets, and that is happening, my dear people. And if you want to continue living this nightmare, invest your money into cryptocurrency, invest your money into artificial intelligence. Yeah, invest your money, invest. Hey, you might as well, because money is going out the door. All in the attempts for further power through the furthering of control and through deceptive measures of information, misinformation, disinformation. Good morning, Jayhawk. How we doing, buddy? Yep, there's food on the branch for you. There you go. Come on down. Have some cakes. Good morning, my friend. Yeah, a little too loud for him this morning. But really cool to have him come up and grace me with his presence once again. So anyways, I want to go on a much further limb of ranting. But I think I'm going to digress on that. And, if you want to go down the rabbit hole to understand that much more, please do so. Click on that link. That'll help out. You can always go back to good old Alex Jones one, back when he snuck into the Bavarian Grove, or Bohemian Grove, excuse me. For some reason, Bavarian got stuck in my head. Hint, hint. Okay? Understand who you are actually bowing down to, or who you are holding up on to pedestals, looking up to. Yeah. Let the powerful play their own games. Don't feed into their powers and their controlling narratives and measures. Maybe it is time for a revolution. Maybe it is time for uprisings. Even though, now we got Donald Trump that's coming out with more laws over riots and the funding thereof and all that. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that guy, he, just like all presidents, they need to be held accountable for the genocides that they have committed, for the atrocities of war crimes, right? But then again, what is war among the countries? It's just games. That's why they call it war games. It's all staged. Just like this bombing in Iran. And well, there's the narratives that they keep trying to push on us. False narratives. Because why? It has nothing to do with the fear of nuclear bombs. No. What we have to fear is this artificialness of today, and that of so-called intelligence. Because you know what? As I think about what I have been recording in the skies and the activities in the skies for many, many years, And I get thinking about the man hours of flight involved in all of these recordings that I have come out with these aircrafts flying back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you get thinking about these man hours of flight. That would be quite, I mean, we're talking about more hours logged than your typical airliner pilot, right? Or you know, your career airline pilots. And the hours spent on spraying the skies overhead, it can't be done just purely through human piloting and navigational controls. It has to be artificial intelligence. Because is there that many pilots going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? There can't be. There's got to be a lot of these crafts that are under remote control, artificial intellect control, right? Because it's just too many man hours involved for it to be real manned hours. I swear that blue jay eats more than these cats do. I mean, I had a ton of cats around me this morning, meowing and wanting to eat, and I put out the food and, huh, boy, you must be stashing it all someplace, huh? Well, cleaning house, aren't you? Oh, well. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. I've rambled on enough, and this will probably be my only video for this day. But once again, it's kind of hard telling because, you know, things just kind of pop up here and there, you know. And when it comes down to something like this, I got to put out my opinionated thoughts and what I can to back it up. But once again, you know, I really have to make it very clear that Google is changing the narratives, and even more so, I have noticed this with Wikipedia, and their definition of the Illuminati has changed as well. Okay, but we're talking about two fingers on the same hand. All right. And overall, I think it's very fitting for Sunday content because you also have to figure churches, religion is part of all of this, right? And that's why I do not partake in such nonsense any longer. Well, you have yourself a good day, okay, Jay? All right, buddy? Yeah, let's see here. Okay, I'm standing up. Standing up. You're all right. Oh, yeah, okay. Can we walk towards you? No. Took one step. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. But then there's no more food on the branch. So he'll have to make do with actually getting ballsy and brave and coming down and picking this stuff up. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a quick gander at the nothingness of the sky, shall we? And as stated, nothingness. Something but nothing, just like everything else in today's reality. Which road do you want to go down? A road with something? Or a road that we're on towards nothingness? Well, I hope I provided enough fodder for thought for today. Have yourselves a great one. And if you care to, you can always come back and join up with me right here on this channel anytime you want. Plenty of content.